bedtime. It means moving through your regular nighttime routine, teeth, toilet, bed, whatever your routine is. And it means building and establishing new practices that can replace old ones. Predominantly that means switching off your devices well in advance of going to bed. So this practice is here to support you in transitioning into your slumber tonight. It will support you moving forward to have more energy, more motivation, and more clarity to move through your day. So let's begin our practice, because today you very likely not put a great deal of thought into your breath, like most of us, not put a great deal of thought into the way you move, your posture, not put a great deal of thought into the way you've interacted with your surrounds as well. So this practice is an opportunity to think about all those little components that we've neglected through the day. As it's a nighttime practice, the more props that you need, the better. So if you need a blanket, if you need an eye pillow, if you need a playlist which you can play afterwards to help you settle in to sleep, then please grab all those things for yourself. Let everyone in the family know that it's a do not disturb time. It's a time for you to regroup. They are more than welcome to join you, but honour this space and this time for what it is, and that's really preparing yourself for the best quality night's sleep that you can. So let's get moving. So let's start by coming to a tabletop position. So place or position your knees just below the line of your hips, so you have this right angle shape here. Shift your hands slightly in front of your shoulder line, and then we'll just warm up the body gently with breath and movement through a couple of cat-cows. So as you breathe in, draw the belly forward, look forward, open that space in between the front of your shoulders, your heart area, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone down, lift your navel up, tuck your chin in. Big breath in. Have a feeling of expanding and opening through the front of your body. And as you breathe out, have a feeling of tucking your tailbone down, lifting your navel up and tucking your chin in. Just move with your own breath, seeing how you can connect movement with breath. Doesn't have to look pretty, it just needs to feel nice. Maybe take 3 more breaths here to the rhythm of your own breath. As you move in or near or close to your last cycle of breath, slowly start to make your way back to a neutral spine, and that's the place in between. Walk your hands slightly more forward of your shoulders, and then as you inhale, breathe in, shift your body weight forward so your shoulders move out over your wrists, then start to lower your thighs. Start to bend your elbows as you lower the hips to the ground, your navel to the ground, your ribs to the ground, your chest to the ground, and your forehead to the ground. Relax your feet. Lift your left leg. Extend your right arm out at shoulder level, and then slowly start to roll over your right hip, moving your left foot to or towards the floor. Have a feeling of just moving into a twist. Take a couple of breaths here. Slowly start to shift your weight back to center. Reposition your hands so they're either side of the chest or the ribs. Lift through your right foot, so bending at the right knee. Reposition your left arm so that it's extended out from the shoulder, and start to roll towards the left hip. Just taking a moment to feel into any areas that you're opening. Spine, hips, breath. Slowly roll that to center. Lower the leg to the ground. Position the hands down alongside your ribs. Draw your elbows up towards the ceiling and gently push back to all fours. 2 rounds of cat-cow here. So breathe in, expand the belly towards the mat. Open through your heart space. Breathe out, tuck your tailbone down, lift your navel up, tuck your chin in. Move through 1 more. Breathe in, have a feeling of opening and expanding and stretching the skin through your front body. Breathe out, tuck your tailbone down, lift your navel up, tuck your chin in. Feel the skin stretching along the back of the spine. Slowly move back to neutral spine. Tuck your toes under. Shift your weight back slightly. Press down evenly now through the hands and through the feet. Lift the knees. Keep pressing the hands forward as your sit bones start to shift up towards the ceiling. Lower your head in between your upper arms. And just keep the knees generously bent here for just a moment. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale, float forward to plank. Exhale, lower the knees to the ground. Inhale, push back towards the heels. Exhale, lower the forehead towards the ground. Inhale, come back to all fours or tabletop position. Walk your hands again slightly forward of your shoulders. Slowly start to move the body forward so the shoulders move out over the wrists. Bend your elbows as you lower your thighs, your hips, your navel, your ribs, your chest, your head to the ground. Inhale, left leg bends. Take your arm out and extend it away from your shoulder, the right shoulder. Slowly start to roll towards the right arm, shifting your left hip up and over. Take 2 breaths here. Slowly come back to center. Reposition your right hand. Lower your left leg to the ground and then bend through your right knee. Reposition your left arm so that it's extending out from the shoulders. Roll towards the left hip. Up and over. Take a couple of breaths here. Feeling your way into the twist. Inhale, come back to center. Lower your right foot. Reposition your left hand. Place the hands on the outside of the ribs, elbows lifting up towards the ceiling. Press down firmly into your hands. Slowly push back to tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. Press the hands up and away from you. Lift your sit bones all the way towards the ceiling. Downward facing dog. Bent knee variation. Take 2 breaths here. Breathe in. Shift your body weight forward so that your shoulders move out over your wrists. Take a modified plank by lowering your knees to the ground. Hug your elbows in towards your side. Lower all the way to the ground. Engage your legs by pressing the top of the feet into the mat, and then inhale, slowly lift the chest away from the mat. Take 1 full cycle of breath here. Lower the chest towards the ground. Push back to all fours, tabletop position. Bring your big toes together. Take your knees wide apart. Shift your weight back towards your heels. And take a moment to rest in child's pose. And for you, that might be comfortable to stack your forearms on top of one another and then let your forehead rest. Extend your hands long up the mat. Inhale, come back to all fours. Reposition your knees below the hips, and we're moving into one last little sequence before we wind our practice down. Tuck your toes under. Press down equally into your hands and your feet. Lift your sit bones all the way up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale, come forward to plank. Shoulders move out over your wrists. Exhale, lower your knees to the ground. Take a big breath that supports you and grab your right ankle. Shift that forward between your hands and reposition your hands so they're now on the outside of the foot, the inside. Tuck your back toes under. Inhale, lift and extend all the way up. Hands reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, frame your front foot. Lift through your back knee. Press back, downward facing dog. Or all fours, wherever you're comfortable. Take 2 breaths. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower your knees to the ground. And then step or assist your left foot forward between your hands. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, frame your front foot. Positioning your hands on either side of the foot. Tuck your back toes up under. Lift through your back knee. Press back, downward facing dog. Take 1 breath here. Lower your knees to the ground. Bring your big toes together. Take your knees wide apart. Press back to child's pose. So traditionally that's sit bones reaching all the way back to the heels, resting your forehead towards the floor. If that's not entirely comfortable for you, your knees or your hips, then just come into a supported child's pose, pressing the forearms into the ground and just relaxing your head where it's comfortable. Take a few breaths. And then we'll slowly start to make our way so that we're seated. If you have your blocks and your blanket nearby, grab your blocks, set them up on either side of your legs, take your blanket and place it over the blocks as a support. And then we're just coming into a forward fold, so a supported forward fold at the moment. Just make any movement to your sit bones so that you feel fairly supported. Rest your forearms or your arms across the blanket and then slowly start to lower your head towards your forearms. Your body starts to slow, allow your mind to start to slow down. Remembering that we're training our brain to optimize sleep. We really want to switch off the mind, tone the nervous system, be supported by our breath. And move into a real state of relaxation. Take another 4 breaths here. Slowly lift up. Coming to lie down now. So as you set up this space, you'll notice that I've got my blocks on my yoga props. So if you've used a hardcover book and set that up with a blanket, that's fine. So move your hips in as close as you can to the blocks. Take your calves, place them over the supported block. Slowly come to lie down. If you've got a yoga pillow or some favourite music that you'd like to listen to here that you know is melodic, it's going to support a comfortable night's sleep, then you might choose to play that now. And let yourself settle into a couple of moments, real deep relaxation. Let your body be supported by the ground below you. Let your breath support you. Be aware of how your body is responding to this practice. And if you feel to, take a couple of moments here. Switch on your music now if you need to. Take as long as you need before you feel settled and supported enough to drift off to bed. Thank you for joining me. My name is Anita from Yoga on the Road. I'll see you next time.